What's up, everybody? Joneser here, and we've got a new Masters of the Universe Origins figure for us today. It is Whiplash! What's up, everybody? It's Joneser, your favorite comic book guy.
Let's do this.
All right, we've got Whiplash here, and he's in the box, and he is looking awesome. Unfortunately, we've got this international card here, so the comic inside will not have text or bubbles with text in it. But anyways, we're going to open this guy up. But before we do that, we're going to do a deep dive into who Whiplash is and what he means to me. And before we do that, I'd like to politely remind anybody that if you haven't subscribed to the channel already, you probably should, because we got a lot of cool Masters of the Universe content available. So anyway, Whiplash. Well, my first look at Whiplash was in this mini comic. It was called The Clash of Arms. And in this, Fisto is jumped by Skeletor's goons and put into some kind of a arena type gauntlet tournament where he has to fight for his life. And after dispatching a few of Skeletor's evil warriors, which Fisto does pretty good, Skeletor finally gets kind of tired of it, and he brings in Whiplash. And Whiplash is supposed to finish him off. And to be fair, Fisto got kind of wore down by battling all the other guys. But man, when Whiplash comes in, he just beats the dog off of Fisto. And I never forgot that as a kid. You know, it established him as a pretty powerful character. I also think it's funny that He-Man just pops in at the end and shoots Triclops in the face with a laser blaster. I mean, that is just hilarious. Whiplash also appeared in the Filmation cartoon, where he was perceived as a pretty good threat. Early on, there was a character called Lizard Man, and I've been told that Lizard Man was actually the original concept for Whiplash, but that he was established as one of the heroic warriors and he was good. So then they kind of went back to the drawing board with Whiplash and then made him a different character. A noteworthy episode with Whiplash in the Filmation show, there's one where he goes and tries to learn magic, and it is just hilarious. Yeah! Ooh. Well, in the 2002 version, Whiplash got a redesign, and I didn't really like this version because they just made him kind of dumb. And, big and dumb, just kind of cliche. It didn't work for me. In the Kevin Smith show, he appears in one of the flashback sequences with He-Man, and it's one of the better parts of the Kevin Smith show. It was actually really cool, and I was pretty happy with it. That is, until they had him join Triclops' techno-organic thing, and they made a robot cyborg Whiplash out of him. Ugh. Well, here we've got Whiplash in his package, and he's looking pretty cool. So, typical Masters of the Universe blister card. We flip it around, and here we got the Whiplash battle scene with Fisto and some cross-sell and the action features and whatnot. And I really love the artwork here on this battle scene. You know, they really kind of pay homage to that classic mini comic with him and Fisto. So I like to think Fisto got a rematch here. Well, all right. Well, here he is out of the box with the spear in hand, and he's looking pretty cool, but I do have some complaints. I'm going to try to do this here. His tail don't really move or whip or do anything, or his waist don't really turn. It's just kind of there, which is kind of a shame, as I mean, he's Whiplash. His tail's supposed to whip or something, but really? Nothing? don't even move. And maybe you don't really understand what I mean by this, but here's a vintage Whiplash here. And now if you look at this, he goes, wow. You don't see it like it'll move. Like, and you could like do the old Masters of the Universe where you turn his waist and the tail will flip, but I don't know. You look at this tail and look, I could move it, I could do stuff with it, and yeah, it's kind of cheapy or whatever, but you go over to this tail and it's just a solid ding and it just don't move. So really didn't care for that too much, but other than that, he's pretty much got the same look about him, just with brighter colors, which is typical Masters of the Universe Origins fare. I would say the head sculpt in the newer one, I think I like better than the old one, or the old one, I think he looks just a little too happy or friendly. I always thought that as a kid. He didn't look mean to me, whereas at least here they got a meaner looking look about him. Like he looks like somebody you wouldn't want to mess with. And then you got the typical Masters of the Universe Origins articulation, which is where the vintage figure does not have that. And unfortunately, I do not have a Masters of the Universe Classics figure to compare, or they don't have a Masterverse version for Whiplash, which would, if they did, they'd probably do the weird robot tail thing, and I wouldn't like that. And yeah, so there he is, Whiplash. So I don't know. You have to tell me what you think in the comments. I mean, I'd have to say of the Masters of the Universe Origins figures, they're really weak when it comes to the action feature or the lack thereof action feature. And I think they're getting lazy in the later runs of this. I mean, Cobra Khan's not going to squirt Rotter, Rattler's neck's not going to pop, Mechanex's neck's not going to stretch. It's like, I think they're just pumping these out to be, shelf display, which I guess is fine because that's what a lot of us are going to do anyway. But, I don't know. It was nice when toys were toyetic and play withable. I don't know. I mean, I'm 43 years old, I mean, am I going to play with this? Yes, I am.